hear the ticking of the clock. I'm lying here, the room's pitch dark. I wonder where you are tonight. No answer on the telephone. And the night goes by so very slow. Oh, I hope that it won't end.
Okay, I went ahead and killed that. Just because it's late and, well, late by some people's standards. I guess by some people's standards, it's early. Yes. Yes. I'm on the air.
Okay. Can you turn off for 1 second?
Yeah. Hang on, guys.
Make sure it's that silky feel or whatever, because
Okay.
I love that sheet.
Okay. Sorry, my daughter. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This was sort of like a last minute thing. I'm sorry, Heather was asking me something. This was sort of a last minute deal that I just kind of pulled together by turning on my laptop over here. It's right over here. And that is where I did most of my broadcasting whenever I was in the paranormal genre. And most of the entities that were captured were put on this computer. Now, this computer does not work. I mean, it works great, but the what do you call it? The screen. You can't see the screen, so you're kind of operating blind. But anyway, so I'm going to play what I found, and I only found like 5. And I'm not really going to be looking for responses. I'm going to close the chat room. Hold on. Joink. All right, I just closed it. Now, be wary if Stabby comes in. Stabby and I go way back, way back. Stabby has never believed in the paranormal. He doesn't believe in God. Stabby believes in his desk or his car or his couch. He believes in his glass of water. That's all Stabby believes in. Somebody did not give Stabby enough hugs when he was little. Therefore, his mind does not go anywhere further than his own backyard. But anyway, one of these days, Stabby's going to learn some things. However, I present to you the first in, I think I've got 5 maybe. I can either tell you what they say, which has been confirmed by experts, and well, what I should probably do to begin with before my computer heats up, which it is known to do, is play for you some of the interview between myself and David Roundtree to let you know a little bit about where I'm coming from and how I got to the belief that I am with these things, all right? And so let's take a listen. Now, I'm known to skip around. I skip over music. I skip over boring parts. So just hang with me here, okay? Here we go.
Probably between a parallel universe and our own.
Okay, let me back
and
up.
And allows pure energy that has frequency
Let me
in
back
the
up.
universe.
Start the show. Ready?
Here we go.
Blog Talk Radio. Hi, Debbie Daly.
Hi, it's Dave Roundtree.
Oh, look at us. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're coming in fine.
This is a good thing. This is a good thing. Now, I guess we need to all give a round of applause to my husband. Yay!
Let me explain something. This show was my big comeback show after being off of Blog Talk Radio for 4 months. The BWC, headlined by, at the time, Strope and a few other people, Fire Shit Derp. Actually, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Let me have my bag. Sorry. I'm sorry, Fufu. There you go. Okay. Fufu was laying on my bag. I had gotten 404 off of Blog Talk Radio because of a stunt that they pulled. It was a horrible stunt. And they told me at Blog Talk Radio that I could either roll over on who did it or I would be banned. And I refused to roll over on the BWC. I refused to because I'm not a rat. So anyway, this is my first night back. And just to make it really splashy, I got the biggest #1 world's expert on EVP. So I'm very, very nervous because my chat room was full. I had over 100 people in that chat room that night waiting to hear, #1, what Debbie Daly had to say, and #2, who was David Roundtree. So excuse me, I am as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
I mean, it is so difficult. I don't know if you know what we're doing, but we have a network, and it's, for lack of a better purpose, for lack of a better reason, for lack of a better word, it is sort of
temperamental.
Yeah, well, that's putting it mildly. It is a radio station that we're coming out over 8 different platforms, and we're also coming out over Blog Talk Radio right now, and we are incorporating the 2. He just called me, and he can hear me on Skype. And this is a great thing. I want you to know that I don't care about any of that. What I care about is this. I care about that I have got you on my show, and everybody needs to go and tell everybody on BTR that has anything to do with the paranormal that God has just walked into the room.
Oh, come on. Cut it out.
Okay. I wanted to introduce you, and I can introduce you. And I heard somebody the other day say that they were going to introduce you. And I said to myself, no, I didn't think that sounded right. And besides that, you're 15 minutes early.
Yes, I know. I wanted to make sure everything was working because there was only one channel coming through on the media player feed. So I wanted to check, make sure all my stuff was good. So I figured you just wouldn't answer.
Oh, I'm real sure I'm not going to answer you. Yeah, right. For those of you who don't know, who aren't keeping up in your manuals, in your programs, this is the actual David Roundtree with no D. It's Rountree, and he sits at the top of the heap in the paranormal world, period. No questions asked.
Now, I need to add that when I got knocked off of Blog Talk Radio, I really took it not very hard, because what Victor did is he built my own network, and it actually topped Blog Talk Radio. I had my own network coming out over 5 or 6 different platforms, 128-bit rate. So that's what I'm also simulcasting off of. And it's very hard to do because, well, it's just, I dare any of you try to do it. It's very hard to do. That's what we're doing at the time. So that's why the sound is kind of choppy. Anyway, back to the show.
Asked. He does. He can be as humble as he wants. Oh, no, don't say that. He is. And I don't know if you remember when we first met, David, but we didn't meet. About 2 years ago, I asked you a question on a forum, if you're going to remember this. And I said, would you listen to an EVP of mine? And you did, and you came back and you said, I would love to, but I can't hear it. And then you went off into this other long thing with another guy on there. It was on the same thread. Just so you remember.
Did you know? Did you send me the file?
I posted it in the forum. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Sometimes when you do that,
yeah.
Sometimes when that affects the quality of it, normally what I do is I have someone just email it to me so I can get the original file. And it helps a lot to try to analyze it. A lot of times when you put something on the web, it compresses it.
I think I asked you, now don't laugh, if this could be Satan himself.
Well, see, I would have no way of knowing that since I haven't played cards with Satan since the 1970s. And he probably doesn't look anything like he did back then. I know I've
on a bad weekend, right?
Yeah, and I know I certainly don't look like I did back then.
Lord.
But yeah, I mean, next time, get my email address and just email it to me. Email me the original file so I can analyze it better, because a lot of times when you get something off the web, it just isn't the same.
Let me tell y'all just a little bit about David. First of all, you know that from where I come from, the people that know me, I'm visual. David, visually, he's a very serious-looking guy. He looks rather intimidating. He's got kind of steely eyes and doesn't have hair, and he looks just he's got a Fu Manchu. He's just very intimidating-looking guy. So there's your visual. And he is born in Suffolk, Virginia, to an area rich in historic and haunted landmarks. His family settled in the so-and-so county. We're kind of cryptic on this show. In 1735, and they lost most of everything in the Civil War. He went on to he is now presently a member of the American Association for the Advancement of Science. It's an organization of scientists and professionals who are advanced scientific research. He is a member of the Audio Engineer Society, an international professional organization dedicated to the standardization of the auditory industry. David is a member of the International Frequency Sensor Association, which provides a forum for academicians, that's a new word for me, researchers and engineers from industry to present, and discuss the latest research results, experiences, and future trends in the area of design and application of different smart sensors with digital frequency, time interval, or duty cycle output. This organization is essential for developing modern measurement science and technology. He is also a member of the International Executive Guild and is listed in Who's Who International of Information Technology. David is also affiliated with the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers and works directly with the audio equipment and manufacturers. You know, I could go on and on, but this is what got me. His primary focus since 1998 has been EVP research. Did I hit the jackpot or what? Employing his background of audio engineering and psychoacoustics, in 2005 he successfully linked electromagnetic fields as the primary source of EVPs. I'm going to stop right there. Everybody, welcome to the show, David Roundtree. Yay! They're clapping in the chat room. Now, here's what I want you to do. Tell me, and I'm fascinated with that right there, he successfully linked electromagnetic fields as the primary source of EVPs. EVP. Would you please expound on that for us? Oops, I don't have David. What happened to David? Oh, rats. David, are you with me? Did I lose you, David? David, did I lose you, David? I may have lost David. Rats. I hope he can still hear me, because that was the main thing I wanted to talk to him about. Where did he go? Let me see if I can find him. Here we go. Oh, here he is. David, did you hear that?
Yeah, I have to tell you, Skype's on Quaaludes tonight
I know,
because
it's horrible.
it's just having a real hemorrhage out here.
Well, we'll try it a couple more times, and if not, I'll give you a 1-800 number to call in on. But would you please expound on why you believe, because I believe too, that EVPs are, in fact, they come out of electromagnetic field. First of all, for us that are really brain dead, what exactly is an electromagnetic field, and how do you feel that EVPs come out of that?
Well, electromagnetism is one of the four fundamental forces of the universe. The other forces are gravity, the lesser nuclear force, and the greater nuclear force. Now, that doesn't make a lot of sense to most people, but what electromagnetic energy is everything that has frequency in the universe is electromagnetic fields. For example, light is an example of an electromagnetic field in a certain frequency, and it manifests as light. Gamma radiation is electromagnetic fields. If you look at radio transmissions, they are electromagnetic fields. So just about everything that has frequency, except for sound. Sound is a mechanical energy that's made basically by our vocal cords when we push air through it. And often these recordings that are picked up, the people that are doing the recording, they do not hear the voice. In some cases, they do hear a voice, but that's a different kind of phenomena. We call that audio or oral voice phenomena. In other words, you can hear it. Oral meaning A-U-R-A-L. But electromagnetic fields, are you still there?
I sure am. I'm sitting here just dying to hear your answer.
Okay. Oh, because there's like snow and stuff coming in on my headset, so I'm just making sure that we're still connected. But anyway, so what happens is that we started. Well, I started actually looking at electromagnetic fields back in the 70s, sometime around 77, because the only thing that made sense to me to be causing these things would be an EMF or an electromagnetic frequency in the audio spectrum that was being picked up by the microphone coil and then, of course, transcribed onto the recording machine. And back then we were using these big old 70-pound TAC reel-to-reels that, took a small truck to load around, and nothing was portable back in those days. But we started getting an idea that it was EMF that was the root source of these EVPs back then. Unfortunately, we didn't really have the technology to prove it. And it wasn't until about 6 years ago that we were actually able to use handheld instrumentation and actually capture an EMF wave file that matched an EVP wave file that we recorded. And since then, we've probably gotten 20 or 30 of these wave files that we've analyzed and found that they were an exact match frequency-wise.
Okay, let me stop you there and ask you a question.
Sure.
Now, this is going to get you right between the eyes. Is EVP voices from the dead?
Well, we don't know that. I'll tell you what we do know. We know that they emerge into our environment like in the middle of a room from no apparent source. I've actually built a device that allows us to pinpoint the exact point of emergence that these EMF signals come into our universe, so to speak. And they tend to be very localized in their effect. We can trace the exact point where they emanate into our environment, and then we focus a lot of our instrumentation in the area where these things emanate from.
Okay, so basically what he says right there is, he is an audio engineer. He's got a master's degree in audio engineering. He is a member of everything you can be. This guy he's an expert. you don't get much more of an expert. You know, if I was to tell you that I could introduce you to the expert in trout fishing, wouldn't you like to go fish for trout with him? Okay, this is the same thing. This guy is an absolute expert on EVP, gamma rays, EMF, literally an expert. This is who people go to find out things. And basically what he just said is that EVP evolves from an EMF field from the middle of a room, which means there's no source for it. There's not a computer. There's not a light bulb. It comes from nowhere. It comes from just poof, out in the middle of the room. And he's even developed a device which will show where it comes from. Okay? That right there, to me, is enough proof that it's coming from a source that is not on this planet. It's coming from a spirit, a ghost, whatever you want to call it, okay? That has been proven. That is scientifically proven. Cannot be argued by anybody. It's scientifically proven that EVP comes from an EMF source from the center of a room, more or less, or in, not actually the center. So I'm going to pause right there and play the first of EVP that I have, and I'm trying to debate on whether or not to tell you what it says. I'll play it first, and I don't expect anybody out there to know what it says or realize what it says, but I will play it a couple of times and see what you think, okay? I don't even know which one this is because they're not marked. Okay. This is the very first EVP that Victor ever picked up and absolutely scared us to death. This occurred on Christmas Eve night, and I believe the year was 2006. For that Christmas, Stephen wanted a set of drums, and we gave him a set of drums for Christmas. Having done that, he went upstairs and put them together with his father, and then he began to play them, okay? And it was rather bothersome, to say the least. I mean, he didn't really know what he was doing, but he soon found out how to do it and became really, really good. Later on that night, I told Victor, I said, take this little recorder of mine. I had a little digital recorder, and because when I was a paralegal, I used to transcribe what were called interrogatories. And what I would do is I would go through and I would say in quick words what the interrogatories were. And I knew I had it. I found it, popped some fresh batteries in it. I said, put it up there and let's record him. That way, if he becomes big and famous, we'll say this is the first time he ever held a set of sticks. Well, for the first hour, it was just like, just Stephen playing the drums. And suddenly, I'm sound asleep. Victor wakes me up. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I know that if he's waking me up, something horrible's happened. He wakes me up. He says, Debbie, you've got to hear this. I said, hear what? He said, hear something on this tape. I said, what? What are you talking about? He said, it's a voice. I said, what do you mean a voice? He said, there's a voice on this tape. And it said, now I've got it repeating 5 times, starting now. That was the very first EVP. And how we found out it was EVP, we went to the computer and put in, we hear a voice on a recording. Now, what I knew it said the second I heard it, and what several experts have said that it said, and this one has even been sent to Georgia, to the National Association of EVP. It's been played in their organization's big meeting. It sounds to everybody like it's saying, are you ready to move us around here. And that's the best we could get it down. And it starts out with like a knocking noise, like knock when she says, or when it says, are you ready to move us around here? I'll play it again for you. I'll see if I can make it a little bit louder because it seems to be a little bit soft. 4 and 5. Okay, I'll amp it up for you. On effect, amplify. Okay, there, it's amped up a little bit more. Like I said, listen for the words, are you ready to move us around here? And I think it was because of Stephen's drum playing. Anyway, let's listen to that one again. But it also could be because there was incense burning, and I hate to talk over people's heads because if you're not familiar with the paranormal, you won't know what I'm talking about. But I would do one thing while we're sitting here waiting on that. And stand by just 1 second while I do this. I'm really fast with Audacity. And these are in Audacity, as you know, which is the best recording. I mean, Audacity is way beyond what it should be. It has the ability to do a lot of things. I took out some of the white noise. Let's listen to that one more time. Okay, and the next one I have is, what do I do with it? It's here somewhere. Hold on, let me see what I do with it. What did I do with it? Hang on just a second, let me find it. Okay, go away, and not you. Okay, that's weird. Where did they go? That's real weird. Hang on, I'm looking for it. For some reason, I lost the rest of them. Oh, wait, there they are. Okay. And here is, well, hold on just a second. Let's play a little bit more of David Round here while I get this one ready. I'll be right back.
To try to determine really what's going on. Are they voices from the dead? There's certainly a lot of anecdotal evidence that says that they may be, particularly when you get information and content off of the EVPs.
Names, things like that, birthdays, okay, right.
Names, birthdays, bits of history that later is confirmed as being true. This sort of thing. It's nothing that stands up scientifically. However, at some point, the mountain of anecdotal evidence becomes very significant, and we're at that point right now with EVP research. The anecdotal evidence is mountainous, that it's indicating that the consciousness survives after death.
Wow, that's a big statement. It's indicative that the conscience does survive after death. Now, let me ask you something. Can most people...
I think that's pretty big what he just got through saying. He said it's pretty indicative that the conscience survives after death. I just thought that was pretty interesting that he said that. So I just found another one over here that's on my other computer. And it is, where is it? It's on here somewhere. There it is. Okay, let me drop this one in Audacity because it's easier to work with. No, I don't want a new Firefox. Thank you, Firefox. Okay. Here comes one right here. Okay, there's that one. And then I have another one. What did I do with it? It's something else. Let me call something else. I'm sitting here just mumbling to myself. Let's see. Where is it? But he's pretty sharp. He pretty much knows what he's talking about, to be honest with you. He knows a lot about this. Let's listen to just a little bit more of him while I get this other one ready. Hold on.
People like myself, your normal lay person, can I capture EVP? Can I talk to my father and my mother with a digital recorder? I mean...
Well, I don't know if you can talk to specific individuals. It doesn't really work like that. What usually happens is you're in an area where there's activity, you start running these recorders, and you start picking up voices, and chances are you're picking up whatever is attached to that location. Now,
but David, what if it sounds like my mother or my father or my grandfather? What if they call me Bibbidi Boo? Other person coming on it would have known those things. What if it actually sounds like my grandmother? I mean,
then it's very possible that it is. I mean, if you're making some kind of direct contact type thing where you're asking questions, you might try asking something that only they would know,
okay,
or something like that to try to verify the identity. But a lot of times, people aren't listening to these things in real time. Although most modern digital recorders now, if you plug in earphones, you can hear exactly what you're recording through the microphones, and a lot of times you can actually listen to it in real time.
I did not know that. I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah, and perhaps respond in real time. We're actually experimenting with an EMF generating device that allows you to speak into a microphone, and then it broadcasts your voice not as sound, but as an EMF wave. And then we have an EMF detector that actually is listening for a response, and will actually convert that into sound so you can hear it back.
Wow.
It's kind of like...
So we have confirmed that this guy is pretty much a hotshot when it comes to this kind of work. And I'm checking on my... Hold on. Why am I not getting sound on my computer here? I mean, on my switchboard. Why don't I see the thing jumping up and down? What happened? What did I do? What happened? Wait a minute. Maybe I'm not coming across the air. Hold on. What's wrong? What's wrong? Uh-oh. Let me check. Oh, please don't be messed up. Okay. Can you hear me now? There I am. For some reason, the sound got turned down. But I'll check on that. It does that sometimes. Okay, there I am now. Now I can see myself. Okay. And it says I have 126 messages in my chat room that I will not be looking at, probably. Maybe. I don't know. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. If I'm in a mood to kick people out and get rid of people, then I will do that. But if not, I won't be messing with them because I'm not in the mood for their bullshit tonight. And it's just a bunch of bullshit. That's all it is. It's people that are trying to tear other people down, which I would never do. But I understand that some people have to do that. For whatever reason, I realize that some people are just, that's what they feel like they have to do. And here we go. Number 1, get out of there, Stabby. And let's see, who else can we get rid of? Let's see. No, we'll leave Apocalypse in there, I guess. Stabby had to go. I'm sorry. He was being... I don't even want to read what he said because I know whatever he said was just a bunch of mean bullshit. We call him poor Stabby. Stabby is not always right about everything. I don't claim to be always right about everything, but here's the difference between Stabby and I. I don't run around a major network telling Stabby while he's on the air that he's wrong. Stabby does. Therefore, I'm better than Stabby. Yeah. Anyway, okay. This guy doesn't even really know there is no EMF reader. See how Stabby is? Stabby is such a jerk. And Stabby thinks that he knows everything, and he doesn't. He thinks, and not only that, here's the difference between he and I. I would never run around to Stabby's show and sit in his chat room and tell him how wrong he is. But that's what Stabby gets off on, so he got his ass kicked out of my room. And he can stay out of my room until I let him back in. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not going to put up with that. I don't have to. I've been putting up with his crap for years. Screw you, Stabby. Screw everybody that doesn't like what I do. If you don't want to listen to me, you will be escorted out of the room. It's that simple. Walk it out. Okay, getting back to what I was talking about. I'm not going to let that little bastard bother me. Stabby has been a thorn in my ass since the day I took the first microphone, and he thinks he knows everything, and I'm glad he does, but Stabby, guess what? You don't. Okay? Just like I don't. I don't know everything, but guess what? You don't know everything either, Stabby. So quit acting like you do. There you go. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. All right. Moving right along. let's make a new track for this. Hang on. This is where I start mumbling, but I'm doing this without any preparation. All right, here comes the next one. And I don't remember what it says. We're just going to blindly take a listen here and see what it says. Where did it go? Let me try that again. Hold on. Okay. And copy. Oh, I got it. Copy. And new and paste. Okay. I have no idea what this one says. Let's take a listen. Okay. I'm going to turn this up and let y'all listen to this a couple of times, okay? This one's kind of interesting. This one got put on YouTube. Let me put that on repeat. All right, here we go. I'm going to mute my mic. This one scared us to death. And it sounds like to us, it says, "You don't want me in your house?" And if you listen to it, I believe you'll hear that because everybody I've ever played this for hears this. "You don't want me in your house." Okay? This was an EVP taken from our house downstairs in the formal living room. And it was taken by Victor. And the only thing I will do is I'll slow that down because it's a little bit fast. I'm going to change just this tempo, not the speed where it pitches it. It's just going to change the tempo of it. Here we go. Look for "You don't want me in your house." I'm going to mute my mic. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's pretty plain to us that that's what it says. All right, let me move on to another one here. I think you're pretty much convinced of the David Roundtree. He's pretty sharp. Okay, let me find the other file. Where did it go? I hate when people do this like this on the air, so if you hate it, I'm sorry. Okay, this next one we call... I know Boomer is a dog. This one's pretty self-explanatory. You can hear Victor was recording in one of the attics. And if you're familiar with my show, I used to have an enormous paranormal audience. That's where I built my show. I built my fan base in paranormal. You will know about Boomer is a dog. This was one of the most, I guess you could say, quote-unquote, famous EVPs that we had as far as everybody could hear it. It freaked everybody out that heard it. You'll hear Victor up in the attic, and then you will hear my dog, Boomer, barking. Then you will hear a voice say, "I know Boomer is a dog." It's a whisper. It sounds like a young child. Take it away. I know Boomer is a dog. Okay, did you hear it? Here's what I can do. I can isolate just the voice that says, "I know Boomer is a dog." I'm going to mute my mic again. I'm going to pitch that down and slow it down a little bit. It's a whisper voice, but it was classified as a Class A because it's so easy to hear. I'm going to put that on repeat. Just the voice. I cut out Boomer. Like I said, you can hear Boomer barking, and somebody says, I know Boomer is a dog. It's my husband's favorite EVP, other than the other one I'm going to play for you. He also likes that one too, because he says, is there anybody here? What does he say? He says, if anybody's here, please say something. And you hear a voice go, something. I mean, and it is just like, it's bold, it's clear as day. A voice goes, something. And we tried repeating it. We tried reversing it. We tried everything. That's Gunner. Gunner's sleeping. Gunner's a 120-pound chocolate. Can you hear him dreaming? He does it if I talk. Talk, 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 talk. Can you hear him? That's Gunner. He's right under me. He's a big old chocolate lab. Okay, here we go with I Know Boomer is a Dog. Take it away. That, my friends, is an EVP. As much as you can be an EVP. And the very first time Victor played that for me, he said, Debbie, what does this say? And I said, I know Boomer is a dog. He was like, wow, how did you do that? I said, because you can hear it as plain as day. I mean, it says, I know Boomer is a dog. And if you are sensitive enough, you can hear it too. I'll slow it down and pitch it down again. Starting now. And now I'll go back and play the file in its entirety for you, starting now, so you won't think I'm cutting any corners. Here's the file in its entirety. And that's I Know Boomer is a Dog. I found that one. I also found this one right here, which is, I don't even know what it is. I think it's, let me take a listen and see what it is. Let's see. I'm not even sure what this one is. Oh, okay, I know what this is. Okay. I'll play this one. It's on repeat, I think, 7 times or 8 times. It says 4 words. Okay? See if you can detect the 4 words, and then I'll tell you what it says. Okay, did anybody hear that one? I'll go check the chat room and see. My voice is like really shot tonight. I shouldn't even be on the air. But I got excited when I saw somebody was talking about EVP. Let's see. Can anybody hear that one? Did anybody hear that one? Are y'all listening to me? Can y'all hear me? Are y'all even listening? Is anybody listening? Are y'all there? Yeah, well, that's what they are. It's called electronic voice phenomena. Electronic, that's why they sound electronic. Electronic voice phenomena. They sound very electronic. They don't sound like my voice because my voice is coming over. They don't, after you die, you don't have a, I'm drawing a blank. You don't have a, what's it called that you talk, helps you talk? A whatever, a voice box. You don't have that anymore. So you talk with other means, and mostly it's electronic. You can hear it, Grandpa Al? Okay, good. I'm glad. That one is called, I just simply call, okay, you want me to tell you what I hear? We hear, Debbie, I love you. Debbie, I love you. Debbie, I love you. And it is my sister that passed away. And if you listen, you can hear. Now, right when she says Debbie, there's kind of like it's like a weird voice, which they usually will throw their voices off of a noise. And I know you're going, what? But I've been deep into this stuff. I mean, I've gotten to the study of this really deep. And they do use other means to throw their voices. So the first sound you hear is like a that's not what you're listening for. You're listening for the voice behind that, okay? We'll try that again for y'all. Debbie, I love you. Debbie, I love you. There's that one. And then there is, wait a minute, let me see. I think I had one more. I'm not sure. At least one more that I can find off the cuff. I mean, there's plenty more. Let me try looking at it another way. Looking it up another way. 1, 2, 3. And did that pick it up? Let me take a listen and see. Wait a minute. Oh, where did he go? Hold on, let me try looking it up this way. 1, 2, 3. Maybe I won't be able to find it. Well, if not, I'll set it all up and find it another time. Let me see what this one is. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. I think I just found them all. Okay, let me drag all these over into Audacity. Let me drag this one over there. Wait a minute. Oops. Nope. Okay, and here comes this. Well, Debbie. Here comes this one. Okay, I don't know what that one is. Okay, and then here comes this one. Right here. Okay, and then there's one more right here. Okay, let's see what these are. Let me take a listen and see. Let me scroll up. I'm not real sure what this one is, but I'll take a listen. Hold on. Split stereo track. Okay, and here we go. I'm running blind here. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just doing these like you're sitting here next to me. This isn't pre-recorded or pre-nothing. This is just me running blind. That's what we have here, okay? Mute my mic. Not sure what that one says. Let me try one thing and see if I can figure this one out. I don't remember this one, or maybe I do. I don't know. Let's try one thing. And here we go. One more time. Can't figure that one out. I'll have to figure that one out later. I don't know what that one says, but we do move on to this one, I think. Hold on. I'm doing all this live on the air, so that's why it's going to be really crappy as far as the show quality goes, but I don't care. Okay, and here we go. Yeah. Let's see what this one says. Nope, not that one. I can't find the other one, so I guess that's all I had. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to just keep looking here. I I'm on the old computer and on the new computer at the same time. Hold on, I'm looking. Hold on, let me just finish playing some more of this while I look. I'll be right back.
It's kind of like an ITC device or, a communication device, to try to communicate with whatever it is. But, yeah, it is possible to establish some type of interaction. But the jury's still out on what it is. I mean, I can't tell you
now,
that it's a dead person or someone emulating a dead person. We don't know yet. We don't have enough data to make that determination.
I am presently looking at what is known as a tri-field meter, okay? Now, you speak a lot about EMF. I just turned this on, and it says that on magnetic, it's reading in between the 1 and the 2. On electric, it's reading right at the 1, and then on whatever the first. What is that? Just because I'm sitting in a hot box of equipment that's going on right now? What do these things do, and why do these people that are considered ghost hunters? Why do they say that there's a ghost in the room or whatever when these things start going crazy? Why would that be? Tell me that, please.
Generally, lack of formal education.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Expound.
What that's really telling you is that there's just a spike of EMF. It doesn't tell you anything else. It just tells you that you have a spike of energy there. And sitting where you're sitting, everything around you right now is transmitting EMF. The problem with a meter is you have no idea what frequency that it's what your
sounds.
Okay, I found the very first show I ever did on Blog Talk Radio that's called EVP. This is a real treat for you guys out there listening. This is the first time I ever picked up a microphone on podcasting. This ought to be great.
Blog Talk
Again,
Radio.
July 3rd of 2008, which would be 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13. 6 years ago, this is when I picked up a microphone.
Hello and welcome to The Truth About EVPs. My name is Debbie. I'll be the host for a little while anyway today. First of all, I'm from Texas. I live in Texas, currently in Texas. And I am approximately 40 years old. I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I guess I'm a mother of 2. Been married to the same person for a million years. And that's a little bit about me. Let's just get right down to it. EVP. The reason that I decided to do a quick show about EVP is that I guess over the past year I have been introduced to the world of EVP by none other than myself. It sort of happened on a fluke, you could say, just a whim. My husband and I had been watching a show, I believe it was, I don't remember the show exactly. We were watching a show, and the show had said, that if you got a digital recorder and placed it in a room and record that you could hear spirits. Well, I had always wondered about our home anyway because I guess you could say I'm sort of a paranormal, spiritual type person. And the reason I say that I'd always wondered about our home is because when we first moved in here, a teenager that had come over was with her mother, and she said to me, "Did you know this house is haunted?" And her mother all of a sudden went, "Taylor," as if to say, "Don't say that." I guess to say, that's true, so don't say that. Well, anyway, as the years went on, we've lived here now for 9 or 10 years. We moved here in 98, so it's been 10 years. Anyway, well, later on, weird things began to happen, and I was looking for them to happen. They just started happening. And anyway, so back to the EVPs. So my husband went out into our formal living room and our formal dining room area, and sure enough, he went and got a little tiny digital recorder from Radio Shack. I don't remember which one it is. Turned it on, laid it down, and we just left it there. Well, the next day, he came into my office where I was sitting, and he said, he had this funny look on his face, and he said, you need to listen to this. And I was like, oh, please, what? And he is the type of person, if you knew him, you would know that he is not into being goofy, being funny, being weird. Certainly he isn't a person that would lie or anything. And I thought to myself, this has got to be something or he wouldn't be acting that way. So I turned on the recorder and put on the headphones, and I sat there and I listened. And he made me listen to, I guess, the beginning of it, which was just silence for whatever reason. And as I was listening to it, I heard our grandfather clock go ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. And as it began to strike, I believe it was striking at 4 a.m., suddenly, without any warning or anything, you hear a voice very, very plainly say, "You don't want me in your house?"
Wow, I'm talking about that
I
EVP that he recorded. This I got to hear.
My face, when I heard that voice, went white as a ghost, so to speak. And it just literally scared me to death. Right after that voice said that, another voice said, "Are you really trying to move us around here?" And that was it. That was the two. I mean, there's many more, but that was the first two. And it literally, I cannot tell you how it horrified me to think that somebody, some entity was in my house and communicating with me. And I am a God-fearing Christian. I don't really believe in paranormal things, and I just went, this is unbelievable. You know, I just wanted to go on the news and you know, just scream this as loud as I could. It was crazy. Well, of course, after that, I'm sorry, you're going to excuse me, but I'm trying to run the switchboard while I'm talking, and I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. Actually, this is the first time I've done this, so I feel like I'm talking to this telephone here. So anyway, as time went on, we began to experiment with it more and more and more, and we ended up, at the present time, we have an enormous, not enormous, but I say an unbelievable collection of EVPs. One of the EVPs that we have is quite interesting. My husband was up in the attic, and he was looking for some Christmas ornaments, Christmas decorations for me. And he just, I guess, sort of knew that going up in the attic that he would take the recorder with him. And he had it in his pocket. Well, when he was up there, and it was broad daylight, when he was up there, you can hear all kinds of things going on. You know, he's moving things around. But anyway, towards the end of the recording, I guess you could say, you hear my dog begin to bark in the backyard. His name is Boomer, golden retriever. You know, bark, 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 bark. And you hear him very plainly. And then all of a sudden...
Well, this is redundant. I'm obviously going to play that one that says, I know Boomer is a dog. I thought it might be a different one because that was the very first time I ever did talking about EVPs. It's the first time I ever did Blog Talk Radio, first time I ever did podcasting, to be honest with you. But I did find another one. I did a search on EVP, just the word just the letters EVP. And this one comes up. It says from 12 10 of 2010. It says EVP's from my house. Now, if my memory serves me right, Pim Pat was co-hosting with me on this show. Could be wrong, but I might not. If I remember correctly, this is when Pim Pat was with me.
On the radio related, or if I'm on the phone late at night. It was about 3 weeks ago. Did y'all hear it at all? Yeah, it does. It sounds really... Well, we isolated some of those sounds in their own little thingy. And here's one that we isolated. Now, let y'all listen. I don't claim to know what these things say, because after speaking to David Roundtree, which I spoke to David Roundtree not on the radio before, and I've asked him about these metally sounds, and he says that's the basis of electronic voice phenomena. It's not, hey there, what's going on, guys? That's usually what you hear is what you're hearing here. This is more electronic voice phenomena. And if you ever go to David Roundtree's website, this is exactly what his EVPs that he has confirmed 10 times over. He's only got 27 of them in the years he's been around to be voices of people that have been verified. And we talked about that the other night, that he verified them on the voice spectrum, which is a fingerprint. Now, these do show up as a voice. And what they say, I don't claim to know. To me, they sound like evil spirits. There were a lot of people killed on this land that didn't want to die, that died a very violent death. And it was in a time when maybe things weren't so great, okay? These people are pissed off. They don't want to be dead. They hate us. They hate me. They hate Vic. They hate the kids. They're probably not going to go to a very good place, and they're stuck in this dimension. And so having said that, let me see what this one is. They're not labeled at all. All right. That one's still at the same speed as I captured it. So like David said, you have to slow them down. Now, the reason that they're kind of scratchy is with all the electricity that surrounds my house, I've got electric wires, telephone wires that start from the southeast corner. They go to the northeast corner, from the northeast corner to the northwest corner, from the northwest corner to the southeast corner. So that's 1, 2, 3. They obviously don't go in front of my house. That's the only place they don't go in front of my house. But in front of my house, they're buried. So figure that out. I'm sitting in a hot box of paranormal activity, and they love electricity. Okay, here's this one slowed down. I don't know what it says, but it sounds pretty spooky. Okay, I had an uncle I told y'all about one time that his name was Byron. I'm not real sure about, Byron wasn't a big church-going person. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say without saying it. I hear this saying, this is Uncle Byron. This is Uncle Byron. But I don't know. I'm not sure of that. I wouldn't even vouch for that. But it just sounds like that. I don't know. See if you guys can figure out what you think it says. But this is one off that recording. Or this is not your house, or whatever. I'll slow that down. Guys, there was nobody up there that night. There wasn't a sound in there. There was no electrical storms going on. This was while we were asleep. Okay.
The more I hear that, the more I'm convinced it says, this is Uncle Byron. I'm convinced of it. It just sounds just like that.
This is Uncle Byron. Now, I don't know too many things that would make that kind of a noise and that kind of a cadence, you know. And here's another one that we picked up. that we isolated. I'm sorry, we isolated. I don't know what it is because they're not, like I said, they're not marked. Okay, I heard this, Heather heard this, Vic heard this. We all heard this one. And it's kind of hard to hear. Damn it, I wish y'all were here with me because I know it's hard to hear over this thing. It's about as loud as I can go as far as y'all are concerned. Let me jack it up a little bit more. If you listen, there's a real voice in the background. This one's almost a Class B. You can actually almost hear the voice. Here we go. I think this one says, "Get out." Get out. Get out. You can hear the out. You can hear out. And you can see it on the spectrum where it's drawn out. Out. And then you can see the t on the spectrum. Let me go see if y'all are even saying anything. Do y'all see any, y'all hear anything? Clarinet. I can assure you it's not a clarinet. Do y'all hear anything that I'm hearing, or do you hear, I mean, there was nobody up there, so there's nobody making the noises, I can assure you of that. I've got a hell of a lot better things to do than to make up an EVP. You know what I'm talking about? Do y'all hear anything at all? Swaro or anybody? Call in if you want to talk to me about it. Please call in, somebody, if you want to. The lines are open. Lines are open. MS Ghost, did you hear Carol? Mm-hmm. She was talking shit about you. I hate 20-second delays because you are just now hearing what I said 20 seconds ago. I'm eating a piece of bread. Swallow, quit being a troll. Oh, I can understand them either. They're not that easy to understand. They're electronic voice phenomena. It's not people. Ghosts don't walk around like Casper and go, "Hi, I'm Casper." All right, moving on. I heard Carol. All right, moving back to that one. Okay, there was that one. And there's that one. I don't know what this one says. Let's go. Let's play this one, okay? Hold on. Let me turn that one up. That's a little bit silent. Here we go. Why did I just hear Blog Talk Radio? Hold on. My show just went off the air. Oh, shit.
That was funny. My show just went off the air. Duh. Okay, let me try one more, and then that's it. This one says, EVPs with Jane and Melissa. So I don't know what this is. It could be good. Let's take a look at this one, and then we'll kill it, okay? Here we go. Like I said, I'm running blind here, guys.
This girl
Hang on.
who cheated on him repeatedly, but he stuck by the way.
Really messing with this chick's head, okay? Big time. .com. Okay, now keep going.
That's it. .com. That's
Well,
it.
how do we find you, baby? To tell them that, just like you just told me that.
I'm skipping
I used to work
around.
in human resources.
Hang on.
Tell them that. Sure, that's what he's giving you.
Yeah.
These emotional abusers, they're like cookie cutter. I mean,
I used to also give out advice. Some good advice, I thought. I think it comes right after this. Let's take a listen. If you're bored, then duck out. It's fine with me.
look at you, Melissa, and I'm just so afraid, that I'm never going to have anything ever in my life, that our children would ever have anything. I don't know if I want to have children with you, and it's just, that's his belief system. I don't think that there's anything that I can do to change that.
No, it's not. My husband just said, no, it's not. He's real shy. He doesn't do radio. But he said, no, it's not. He's sitting right here next. He said, no, that's not his belief system. It's a way of putting you down. Keep going, Vic. Yeah. Because he's controlling. But he's trying to control another aspect of his life that's out of control, and that's his mother. Right, Vic? Okay. I promise you, take a hard look at this. I don't have a problem with a career. Your career, you're going to be fine as far as that goes, okay? Mm-hmm. Give me as a reference if you need to. And
sure.
I'm serious. I mean, give them my number, have them call, or DebbieDaly@yahoo.com, because I'm so connected with you right now. But I'm also connected with this other fellow, okay, Mark, and he's a beautiful person inside that has experienced a serious control issue with his mother. His mother's just become the bad guy in this whole situation. But I'm sure she's also a victim who was a victim who was a victim who was a.
And you guys won't believe what ended up happening on this call. We ended up finding out that this guy named Mark was her boyfriend that was found dead in his bedroom, and they said it was from an overdose, and his mother had administered the medication, and she had a huge life insurance policy on this kid. And I had figured this out before it was even confirmed. That's what got me catapulted into one of the top positions on Blog Talk Radio as paranormal when I figured this out as an intuitive. This girl named Melissa called me, and she was upset that her boyfriend had died, and she had sent me some EVP to my Yahoo account. Can y'all hear Fufu snoring? Listen. That's Fufu. Listen. That's my basset hound Fufu. And when I listened to it, I heard a voice of a gentleman saying, "My mother killed me." And I did not want to tell Melissa that it said that, even though I knew that's what I had heard. So I questioned her about the situation. And the more she talked to me about it, the more I figured out that the mother was the bad guy, just by things that she was saying. And after spending a week on the phone with her on my show, like I said, her name was Melissa, and it's on the archive. After spending a week with her on the phone, it all came to fruition, what I had said, that I think there were even charges filed. I mean, it was a serious situation. This girl would call me on my cell phone. We knew each other offline, too, because of this initial phone call here. But I think it goes into some EVP here. We'll see.
But it's just this bile crap that we pass down.
What is this?
What, Angel?
Sorry, I was talking to my brother. I should mute
That's
myself.
okay. Now, remember, Jake, our deal is you just have to interrupt me. Just speak up, and I'll stop.
Okay.
The thing is that we come from these horrible piss-ass relationships with our parents. They poison us, and then we bring that into our life. And I think that by changing, if you do some research on this, Angel, I mean, just go to Google and just type in emotional abuse, and you'll go, oh, my God, that's him. Okay? Read about that. It tells you things to do.
Out on you, and you can't allow them to take it out on you. You just can't do it. You're a good person, and you need to be lifted up, not put down. So, hey, I want to ask you about Dad.
Yeah, they're really scary. But the thing that really confuses me, I guess is the reason why I hung on so long, is I thought, wow, if your parents were so horrible, and here you've got this loving woman in your life, why is she playing second fiddle to everything? Why?
That too, because sometimes I'm a pretty good people person, and I don't know.
You're a damn good people person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I seem to have a knack for that when I go into places like that.
Be real careful, though, that you don't attract jerks.
Yes, definitely. That's what. That was why I asked you, did you see anything coming? Because if you do, is it good or bad? Because I'm so sick of...
Well, I hate to bring it to an end here, but Victor was working late, and he just called me and wants to meet me for breakfast because he's hungry, and I'm going to shut it down, go touch up my face in the mirror in the bathroom, and go meet my husband for breakfast. And then we come home and pass out. So stay tuned for tomorrow night. I think I'm going to be having a show with none other than Chris. And I'll be looking for you guys then. I'm Debbie with you. Sorry to cut out so quick, but I just got the call from Victor, and he's ready to go have breakfast. He's with my son still, but Gunnar just woke up. Yeah, because Stephen is coming. Did you hear me say Stephen's coming? Yes, he is. Chocolate Labs are so smart. So, yeah, no problem. Thanks for being here, Kevin and Big Al and everybody else that's here and not here and been there. All right? So, no, Pimp Hat does not hate me. Pimp Hat, something happened. I'm coming. Something happened off the air between, if you want to know the truth, something happened between Pimp Hat and I off the air. It involved Bill Wagner, okay? He got upset. He felt that I had betrayed him, and I didn't. And when Pimp Hat gets mad, he lashes out, and he lashes out hard. And he has since apologized for the things that he said. He was lying, and he knew he was lying. And no, Pimp Hat does not hate me. We're pretty good friends off the air. And I just don't have him on my show anymore, and it works out better that way because it just does. But no, Pimp Hat does not hate me. For that matter, the news guy doesn't hate me. There's only a couple of people that I can tell you that honestly hate me, if you want to know the truth, and that would be Desert Rose and Angela Truth. Those are the only two people that hate me. Why? Well, we'll get into that another time. I'm Debbie with you, bidding you all a good night, and I get to go have breakfast. I am starving. Hang on, Gunnar. All right, see you guys tomorrow night. Bye, guys.